What's up, everybody? I'm Wilhelm, and welcome back to the channel. We have some news drops on Atlas, which is fairly exciting because, well, it seems like the devs are actually fulfilling their obligation to push content for the game as opposed to some of the more empty promises that they gave us. With that said, let's go ahead and jump into this. If we take a look at the news article posted to the forums here, they're saying get ready to sail on the Maelstrom. They have actually adopted the community vernacular of calling the different wipes that they've introduced to the game so far as seasons, which is probably the best thing that they can do for their marketing. I'm glad that they have adopted that from the community, which is not, well, at least up until this point was not actually an official stance, but it's fairly clever and kind of a positive way to frame the game, since, well, nobody's really happy that the game is wiped or had to wipe at all. But they are actually giving this wipe a name, and it's called Season 4, The Maelstrom, which is going to be occurring early July. So Friday, July 3rd, 8 p.m. PDT, or 11 p.m. EDT. They will be relaunching the official networks for both PvP and PvE. Speaking of, there has been quite a bit of drama going on in the Discord and just in general from the PvE player base, which is understandable because there wasn't really a definitive answer on whether or not the PvE clusters were going to return, or if they're going to be returning for region-specific areas, such as a US or a European one. And they have gone ahead and alleviated some of those concerns. They have said that they're going to be relaunching both PvP clusters as well as a single global PvE cluster when they relaunch this next season. Now, I'm going to assume, because they didn't say where they're going to put that server cluster, is that it's going to most likely be in the US, because that's just generally in between most of the other places, but it could also be Europe. There's no information on this as of right now. All they're saying is that there's going to be a singular global player versus everything server. So for all of those people that were concerned about there not being a PvE server cluster relaunch for the season, there will at least be one. Now, whether or not that's going to completely destroy your ping and your ability to play on those servers, that might be another entire discussion altogether. So we'll have to see what they want to, or what they're going to be doing for the relaunch of that PvE cluster, whether it's exclusively hosted in the United States or Europe, or a mixture thereof, because who knows, they could, if I guess if they wanted to, they could have like half the map, half of the PvE cluster network housed on US servers, the other half on European servers, and just kind of split it down the middle. So I'm not exactly sure on the technical side of things, but maybe they'll do something like that to kind of meet everybody in the middle. And the last bit of news that is of relevance to you guys is to expect full patch notes to be available upon the update. So in other words, we're not really going to be seeing any of the aforementioned changes that they've mentioned in the prior news posts in regards to game systems, game mechanics, player incentives, leveling, crafting. We're not going to be seeing any of that in today's news post, but they say that they're going to be giving us that change log and a full list of the patch notes on Friday, July 3rd at the relaunch of the servers. So pretty exciting stuff to look forward to. They're at least dropping news at a consistency to keep the quote community wipe hype alive, which is definitely good because we want the game to be good. So yeah, definitely looking forward to July 3rd to start the officially adopted community vernacular of seasons, so Season 4, The Maelstrom. If you like content like this, or you're interested in Atlas news, gaming in general, it'd be super cool if you could just go ahead and subscribe, like, and comment. Tell me what you think. Do you think that there will be a PvE server cluster that will be split between two regions, so half of the map is on US-based servers, while the other half is European-based servers? Or do you think that they're just going to be housing the entire PvE network on European servers or US servers, causing some arguably pretty bad ping and lag issues? I don't know. Let me know. As a mostly PvP player, I don't want to say I don't really care about the PvE network, because that's not true. I think that the PvE network and player base are pretty fun bros to play with, but at the same time, since I'm mostly PvP, I don't really have any particular skin in that game, so I'm curious to hear your guys' opinions on that particular bit a little bit more, since that isn't exactly my preference when playing Atlas.